To episode, I think it's 86 of the Scarlet and
Yeah.
Blue Show. We're recording on Monday, September 23rd, and the Wolverines are back.
Free look out now from the sideline. Forget about it. This baby's over.
Oh my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Another block. Touchdown. No flag.
Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins.
Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa. Can they catch him? No. Donovan Edwards again. The down.
We're back, baby. We are back. A lot of haters, a lot of you guys talking noise, a lot of oh, you guys are gonna get crushed.
Yeah,
You guys
I
are gonna
said
get
that.
smoked.
I said that.
The final score says otherwise. And then you guys beat Marshall. So
We didn't beat them. We hit them
There you
over the
go.
head. We hit them over the head.
yeah, it was close there for a while. Closer than it should have been.
We can get to that in a little bit.
Okay, all right,
We
fine.
can get to that.
So let's talk about the Wolverines,
Mhm.
my man. So knocking off USC at home, a USC team that a lot of people wondered how good are they. They beat an LSU team who the same question can also be asked and said about how good is LSU. Obviously struggling with a UCLA team at home who got mollywopped by an Indiana team who actually might be decent. And that goes down
They
this
look-
perpetual list of who's good.
They
No one
haven't
knows.
played anybody yet, but they look good.
They played UCLA and thumped them at home. Not that UCLA is a tough place to play, but
Beat them better than the LSU did.
exactly. They beat them better than LSU did on the road. And so how good is Indiana? I don't know. But Michigan beat a good USC team. I believe that they're a good team.
Mhm.
We'll go a lot of different directions here because we got a lot to talk about. But Garrison,
Yeah.
what do you let's talk about something that maybe we both can agree on. And maybe we won't agree on it. I don't know. But I'm gonna pose a question.
Mhm.
USC, is this a knock on USC's toughness? Is it Michigan playing a different style of football? Is it the Pac-12 can't play with the Big Ten?
No, I think USC is tough. I think for them to be in that position, because a lot of teams in that position over the past few years with Michigan, if you are down by double digits to them, it might be a wrap. It might be a wrap for you. More times than not, it's a wrap for you. They Michigan over the last few years.
Constrictor.
Yeah, exactly what Joel Klatt says. Um, they did that. They came back. They stormed back.
They did. They did.
Miller Moss, dude, I know that was a long plane ride back. I know you hit the ice bath as soon as possible, and dude, he sat in that pocket.
He did.
He-
He did. All the
He sat-
respect for Seven.
He sat in front of the cannon, and
He
no, I think it's a good win. I'm not gonna don't get me wrong. I can pick this game apart, and I will. But it's a good win against a very good USC team. That's a playoff caliber football team. It is.
Miller Moss, Miller Moss. Going back to him quick, he dropped back for 51 pass attempts. He got pressured half that. He got hurried, pressured,
That's
sacked
insane.
half that time. So
That's
that guy was
insane.
getting crushed. So
Mhm.
we'll talk before we go further. Stocked bar, delicious vodka, smooth taste with purpose.
I know Miller Moss needed some.
Miller Moss could have used some probably on that plane ride home. I enjoyed some later in the day after celebrating that win. They donate a portion of every bottle sold to the Boys and Girls Club. Get yours at stocktobar.com. So let's, if you don't mind, I'll take this here and then you jump in and we'll talk about it. So I said before the game, there's some things I needed to see. And the biggest thing was I needed to see the defense. I needed to see Wink Martindale be worth his weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that yesterday. There were some, not yesterday, 2 days ago. There were some broken plays. There were some interesting calls, but I thought a lot of it was on players. I thought Makari Page played a horrible game. I can't believe that guy's played that bad. I'll give you some credit. You've called him out a few times, but I was very disappointed in him.
If you don't mind, that's when I'll let you finish without interruption.
That's right. Jump on it.
Jair Hill played that. He had a great game, by the way, but he played that perfectly as a cover. That was cover 2. He played it perfectly. That Miller Moss had to get it somewhere where only his receiver could get it, and he didn't. And Makari Page, my man, that is a safety's dream, seeing a wide receiver jump in the air stretched out. At the worst, that should have been an incompletion with him gasping for air, losing his breath on the ground. That was
He could have done 3 things. He could have knocked the cleats off. He could have tipped the ball. He really could have. And he honestly, he maybe even could have got a pick. Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't quite there, but he could have done those first 2 things. Maybe. And he's played too much football to not be there. But yeah, Jair Hill played a great game. Pleased to see him come around. But I love that defense, man. I think the first half, the only big play that they really had was that third down. It was their first third down conversion of the game, and it was a crossing pattern. And I think Zeke Berry was on the coverage, but Makari Page was in the backfield for a sack and whiffed. If he makes that sack, that's a punt. Michigan gets the ball back. And not saying they would have scored, but USC wouldn't have scored in that first half. So I love that. And then we can talk about, obviously got to talk about the offense too. The recipe was out there. It was simple. We're running the ball. But I loved how they looked in the first half, given the situation. Let's talk just about the first half here.
Okay, that's fair. No, I have no problem. I have no problem with that.
I thought the play calling was creative enough to get him comfortable. They ran some screen passes. They converted on third down, which is what they needed to do early. And they moved the ball. But see, they got the ball first. They were able to move the ball. I think they got 1 or 2 first downs the first drive. And then they were able to pin USC deep. And then USC was stuck deep for their first 2 drives. And then the offense kept making progress. And then you were able to bust off a big touchdown and then another big touchdown. And that was exactly what you needed to do in the first half. It was fantastic. So the first half of that game was exactly how you needed to have it drawn up, given what you've seen. And we can talk about the second half, and we'll talk about the second half. But finally, we saw an identity with the offense.
Yeah.
And we did not see that the first 3 weeks, and we got it. And Orgy played really well running the ball. And it comes down to this question, Garrison.
Wait, what's really well?
In the first half. Ran the ball really well. You don't think he ran? Oh, I thought he got the extra yards. He had that third down around the outside.
For what I told he would do, he wasn't close to that.
For what you told he would do?
No, from what I was told by every Michigan fan, what Alex Orji could do on the ground throughout in a game, I did not see any of that or anything close to that. That's 3 points. I don't know what you were told. That he was going to be some great. He's going to just get a bunch of yards. I was told that he could average 80 a game.
Yeah, but you know what he did? He held linebackers. He held guys from just chasing the running back. That first Khalil Mellon's touchdown, that watch the backside linebacker, he paused because number 10 was back there. So the question then is, he passed for 32 yards. We won a game.
How much is that per, Bryce? How much was that per pass?
What did he have? Did he have 12 total passes? Right, and they had 7. I forget what he had. 7 completions.
2.7.
2.7 yards, and
a long of 9. A long of 9.
That second down, I think it was 2nd and 11. Yeah, the 9-yard before the big run, the last drive. No first downs in the second half. And where was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that. But
you talk about you were starting with Alex Orji's 32 yards.
Yeah, Alex Orji is 32 yards. I had a thought, and I don't remember what I was going to say. So
you'll remember it.
It'll come back to me. So yeah, man, that first half was great. But so the first half was great. Then the second half, the halftime hits. So you're sitting there at halftime. My wife made some delicious soup. I mean, some soup. I'm like, okay, USC is going to make adjustments here. What's Michigan going to come out with? Up until the last drive, that was disappointing. I was disappointed in the offense's inability to make adjustments. And if it wasn't about inability to make adjustments, it was the limitations that they had. I think the difference also is that we were not able to get third down conversions. So we were able to get 3 yards on second and maybe another 2 or 3 yards on first, 2 or 3 yards on second, and then maybe 2 or 3 yards on third. You do the math, that's not a first down. So you're going to punt the ball back. And then USC was able to score and kind of get back in this game. And so, what I was going to say about Orgy. Mm-hmm. The question is this. As we just mentioned, 32 yards, averaged 2.5 yards a pass. Is that better than Davis Warren? Is that better? Because there is zero pass threat. There's a pass threat with Davis Warren, but you're not turning the ball over. Alex Orgy did not turn the ball over once.
I have a question for you. Now, I was talking to of course you know Lawson, and you do know Anthony Cooley, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big man from Caledonia. Yeah, so we were on the phone, and I asked him. I said, "Do you guys think Davis Warren is outplaying? No, do you think Orgy is outplaying Davis Warren in practice?" And all of us said, "Hell no." And I said, "Could you imagine?"
I don't think so because he's. Oh, go ahead.
No, like, could you imagine being Davis Warren right now? Knowing there's no way Orgy's outplaying him in practice. Like, there's no way you can make me believe that. I feel for the man because he wasn't playing bad, but you were throwing picks.
And exactly, right? And that's what it comes down to. We have
32,
almost zero pass threat. I mean, we were down by 4 points on our own 20 the last drive of the game, and there was no threat to throw 10. The ball.
You weren't even. I thought you
was it? Yeah, you're right. It was it? It was
you're on your 10. And
Bryce,
let's be honest. We all thought the game was over by then.
I thought
in that moment, for sure. There's no way you didn't think that. But I want you to keep going because I have a. No, let's get to it. Let's get to no. You were go ahead. Keep going.
I was going to statistically in that situation, the game is over because it doesn't make sense.
Dude,
and then Cole Mullins does superhero things.
Dude, like when the Avengers Endgame, when Doctor Strange doing that weird thing, he's going through all the scenarios. He went through like a million or some scenarios. Infinity War, thank you. Yeah. And he says there's one. There's no other way you can win that game. Like
that's a good graphic.
I'm watching that dude. I'm like, there's no way this is happening. And I could tell I was like, okay, he's gonna get tackled. And then even think about it. It took you that he got tackled to 17. It took you guys the whole 2 minutes to get to the touchdown. To get on 4th and goal on the 2.
And with zero threat to run the ball or to pass the ball.
And I'm thinking to myself, Lincoln Riley, you know they're not passing the ball. Like at any point, no. Even when you're at your dude, and I'm like, and if they do pass it, take your chances. But
100%. Why USC didn't just stack the box?
And horrible tackling.
It was perplexing. But you know what? Hey, maybe that second down pass to Marlon Klein, maybe that was enough to worry them because that was a 9-yard conversion and it put him in that position. So I don't know. But the last thing I'll say in all of this, and we could talk about certain gradings and players because I think Josiah Stewart is playing himself into a first-round draft pick. Yeah, I can't believe how good that guy is.
He looked good Saturday. He did. That was good football out of him.
Oh, it was beautiful. The defense, unbelievable. Again, some miscues, but if the defense
is going to happen.
Yeah, I just said Miller Moss is really good. I don't get, for example, I don't get why you would rush 3 and drop back into zone. Miller Moss is too good to rush 3, and maybe you thought you'd get to 3 and Yeah, there was I think it was Barry and Page were the two safeties in coverage that they is a lapse. But even so, I'd rather you rush 4 and try to get to him because you've done that all game. And then you had that weird safety blitz. I don't know what the call was there. I don't know why they did that.
Wait.
I don't.
I texted. I'm surprised I didn't text you. I texted a group chat. I said, did he just run a? Because I remember Notre Dame did this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they did this. It was so stupid. I said, did we just run cover 0 safety double safety blitz? I said, did he really just run that BS?
When you expect it the least.
It's one of the dumbest defensive play calls in football, and I don't understand why people even attempt to run it. That might have been the one thing that pissed me off all game.
In a situation like that, yeah, that makes no. I don't understand unless it was a mental lapse or there was confusion and he was. I don't know. That was bad.
Cover 0. They played that like they were like.
He's wide open. Because I asked myself when Josiah Stewart had the strip sack, KG picks it up, which I'm not upset with him. Go try to score, big fella. Like that was a great play by the running back. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'd almost rather they get the ball back because I trusted our defense so much and I didn't want them to get the field goal. And then, yeah, 2 plays later, they score on that. So that's
I'll tell you this. So in the first half, I do believe you guys played great defense. At the same time, 2 things can be true. I believe that Lincoln Riley called a horrible half. A horrible half. And I tweeted after that Will Johnson pick. I tweeted because they kept running back like screens, like pop outs from the wide receivers. They kept running that. And I said, man, you keep running that and baiting Will Johnson. Eventually, he's gonna make you pay. Like I couldn't, and I'm gonna be honest. That play might have won you the game too.
The Will Johnson pick 6?
Yeah.
You think?
And that's Will. And I put all that on Lincoln Riley. But in the second half, they made adjustments, and I was surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised because I told you your guys' offense is going to be really it's shrunk in the field for you. I don't know how razzmatazz you can be with a quarterback like Orgy. So,
Razzmatazz.
Yeah, razzmatazz. So when USC got the lead, I thought the game was over and done with.
Yeah, you were waiting. Yeah, you would need something big to happen, like a kick return, or
you needed
Khalil
something. And Khalil Mullins, man, I mean, what, 2 games in a row now over 150 carries or 150 yards? That's impressive, man. That's very impressive. He's come a very long way from where he looked like 3 years ago as a running back. He did not look good. He didn't. He's
an All-American. I think he was All-American linebacker coming out of high school. So yeah, the guy's awesome.
Wait one second. I've heaped a lot of praise. Now it's time for me to get to the nitty-gritty.
There we go. This is what we're all waiting for.
I want you to listen to this.
Okay.
This was after your touchdown, okay? Your last touchdown, 6 plays, 80 yards, okay? Punt, fumble, punt, touchdown. Look, I understand why you guys will all be happy about seeing 290 rush yards. That's impressive. That's really good. That's not sustainable against the elite. And I think had you tried to run that against Texas, you might have gotten blanked. Like like I said, I don't believe this should take away how you being happy about this win. Dude, it's a win against a really good USC team. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want, like, in terms of football, you're not beating. I saw someone say Oregon and USC are the same thing. No, they're not. You are not beating Oregon.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Okay, I think if you guys in USC play that game 10 times, I think they win at least 7 of them. I really believe that.
Oh
So
yeah, I would agree with that. Everything that
in
happened had happened.
like you bring that into Columbus.
So to that,
Come
you're
on,
not
man.
nothing. Everything you're saying, I guess, nothing you're saying is wrong.
Could you
I don't
imagine
necessarily
punting
disagree.
to Ohio State 5 times in a row?
Well, yeah, and in Columbus, the refs will call us for ticky-tack illegal procedures and all that nonsense too.
Hey man, and they miss a lot of holding calls and face masks for you guys. It happens.
Oh my
That's
gosh! Okay, so let's talk about that real quick
That's
because
football. You shouldn't blame it on that, but that's football.
it's yeah, USC fans grow up. Oh my gosh, I don't know how involved in this you are. I can't believe it. Like let me say this: every fan base, we're all babies. We're all big babies about our team. We're gonna complain.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, that is the pot calling the kettle black, my friend. We're all petulant children about our team.
Children.
So I get it. But this guys, come on. And then now,
wait! Didn't you guys do that when you guys talked about those 3 refs being from Ohio State University?
that's what I'm saying. As I'm saying, everyone does it. I get it, and I'm going to do it. And to many ways, I'm like, all right, I've had Michigan's been on the wrong side of enough calls where if that's the case, we deserve this. Mm-hmm. But now we're at the point where it's been 48 hours, and now you're getting responses of the other side. So they wanted to call holding on the touchdown, the last touchdown.
It was
Marshall.
I saw it.
But go back and watch. Go back and watch. There's a clear hands to the face. The guy's hand is in the face mask.
Dude,
so it's like
that's every play. That's every play though, and that's why who cares? Like who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares, dude? Listen, refs miss calls.
Plays.
Okay.
Yep. So
don't give up a 65-yard touchdown when you know they're not doing anything else. How about that?
Yep. So you're thankfully we don't have to play the elite teams. We have Minnesota, and then we have Washington, and then we have Illinois. I think we have Michigan State. I think it's that order. So
by the way, you guys are 60th in points per play. You're 26th in the run game and 124th in pass. The Navy midshipmen average more pass yards than the University of Michigan.
We're Iowa now, and I hate that.
No, you're worse than Iowa.
We're worse than Iowa.
How does it feel?
But I think this is now the time to start implementing some things. I'm not saying we're going to be Joe Burrow out there, but I do think you can start to implement more plays, more pass plays that you're comfortable with. Like we got through this game. We took care of business. We got the dub. Now you're going to go play a Minnesota team that looks real bad at home. You got a tough one to watch. That's going to be a night game.
But they can play defense. They can play defense. And you guys can't play offense. So
we can play offense, buddy boy. You saw that.
You can play handoff.
Who's the other? I want to shout out one other guy other than Josiah Stewart. Ben Bredesen, absolute freak. And then I guess I thought Zeke Berry played a heck of a first half.
He actually scored a 47.8 on the coverage.
Oh, really? Did you see that Josiah Stewart has the highest PFF score of the year?
Yeah. Jair Hill, 85.4, like we said. Great game. That was him in coverage. Overall, 85. He had his PFF score was actually higher than Will Johnson's because Will's tackling wasn't that good. But,
yeah. So, I'm fired up, man. The last thing I'll say is I think Moore needed that win. Josh Pace said that today.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Because it was a big recruiting weekend too, and it sounded on all accounts that the Big House was absolutely rocking. The stripe out looked sick.
My guy Nick Larkin, Michigan fan on the X, he said that if he lost that game, he was ready to start the fire Sharon Moore train. He said he was ready for it.
Come on, Nick, let's go, dude. Jeez,
that was hilarious. All right, now let's talk about a team that can play offense.
All right, well, hold on, before you do that,
Our
Oh, no,
lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, Miller Moss and USC, since Michigan kind of owns it now in the Big Ten. Miller, we know you need health insurance right now. Give Dillon a call, buddy. The way you got hit out there, man, I know you need it. You need it bad.
Yeah. It was
All right.
respect for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to talk about your game? So I'll be honest, I was watching it. I was annoyed.
Why?
I went to the 4 screens on YouTube TV.
Why were you annoyed?
Because that was the dumbest. Marshall is never going to beat you guys ever. There was in no world where the Thunder and Hurry going to come in and beat you guys.
FPI gave them 3%. Okay.
Thank you. There is no way. But like, don't call that. That game could have been 14-14. Then it could have been 21-14 going into half. It would have been awesome. And I was like, this is dumb. But then the early slate sucked, so I was like, all right, I got to keep watching the Buckeyes.
No, but okay, let's be real here. I mean, I'm not mad at them for playing tough and playing hard. Shout out to Coach Huff. He had his team ready to go. I'm not mad at that. And then when it came time, it was belt to arse. Like, dude. All right.
Yeah, I wanted to make a. I'll say
ahead.
this, and then you go off. I would say I wanted to make a big deal out of it. You guys just came off of a bye. It's a noon game. Sleepwalking through it. I wish I could pile on in the first half, but then you guys.
Y'all can't sleepwalk like us.
Buddy, we did this all last year. Let's take it easy.
But what year is it? What year is it?
I'm just saying.
What year is it? I'm asking you. What year?
Let's just. Also, I pulled up other stats here.
My team sleepwalks through easy teams every year, so that doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, why y'all can't sleepwalk like we can this year. I'm just saying.
Fresno State is really good.
Man,
dude,
stop.
Undefeated. It's crazy they've not gotten any top 25 votes. It's a crime. It's disgusting.
It's a crime that Indiana hasn't.
They haven't got any votes. Are you serious? Indiana?
They're 20. I think they're ranked 27th.
Oh, that is despicable. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's malpractice.
They would beat Missouri, by the way, today. They would crack Missouri over the head.
Yeah.
But
by the way, your tweet, you using malpractice is funny. When they said that DJ Lagway isn't going to start, and you just commented malpractice, I laughed. Yeah. That was good. That was a good tweet.
Yeah. I have moments.
All right. Thunder and Herd.
Listen, like I said, man, they came out to play. They tried to play. Not tried to play. They did play hard. Chip Kelly. I'm happy. They've been showing a few things every week, and I can't wait for this game this week against Michigan State because I know we're gonna see more bells and whistles. But he ran this play where our right tackle Fryer stayed put. He pulled. I think he pulled this tight end and the right guard.
What part of the game was this?
This is Travion Henderson's first touchdown.
Okay.
And Bryce, I've never seen a hole. And Will Howard looked like he was running to the right on a pass, and they dumped it off on a delayed handoff to Travion. I've never seen a hole so big in my life. Ryan Day can scheme up any pass play he wants. He could never come up with that. What I see out of Chip Kelly. And the offensive line is playing really good. Donovan Jackson came back. I think he actually posted the highest score on PF. No, he posted the highest blocking score for us in week 1, first game back for this year, and he played really great. The offensive line played great as a whole. Quinshon Judkins, my goodness. Travion Henderson. when you see those two, Bryce, is it not scary? Like knowing that, like, could you imagine being a D coordinator knowing that when one comes off the field, the other comes on?
So let's see. Trey had 6 carries, 76 yards, average 12 yards a pop, and
Mm-hmm.
Quinshawn had 14 carries, 173 yards, 12 yards a pop. Both had 2 touchdowns.
And
Yeah,
it was
it's
it was the way
formidable
they were
foe.
doing it. It was the way they were doing it too. It wasn't like they were going on. Well, Quinshawn kind of went untouched on one of them on the 80-yard touchdown, but I mean they were stiff arming guys into the ground. Those two, man, they are. And
Yeah,
the crazy part is Travion had a higher PFF score than Quinshawn did.
yeah, no disrespect to Quinshawn. I think as long as Trey Sape's healthy, I think he's the more dangerous back. I think he's just
He
a
looks
bigger
different.
back. Yeah,
He looks
I've
different,
always
dude.
liked Trey, and just thankfully, well, it's really mean, but thankfully he hasn't been able to stay healthy. But I think he's a complete back.
I remember back in the day when you guys kept telling me that Dominic Edwards was better than Travion Henderson.
I think he is.
I remember that earlier this season you tried comparing Donovan to Quinshawn Judkins.
I'm sticking with it. I'm riding that one.
That's crazy.
Tough fumble. I feel bad for the kid.
No, I mean, outside the touchdown, he had an okay game. He had 14 carries for I think 74 yards. He had a long of 41, which means you had 13 carries for 30 some yards. Dude, it wasn't like that. Dude, listen, I don't want to break him down to a decimal like that, but and then the fumble and the worst part, bro. The worst part about it, Donovan, right after your fumble. Here comes Superman Daddy's Mullings coming to save the day that you almost lost. Like,
yeah, he's 14 carries, 74 yards, 5.
I'm gonna keep taking victory laps on you, Bryce, about this because I told you week 1 you didn't want to talk. You didn't want to listen to your friend who played running back when he sat here and told you Mullings is just a better running back. You didn't want to hear it, and now you got to eat crow. Now you got to eat it.
We're so far away from this being over. We got a
Right.
lot of season left.
Wait, so you're gonna be that one fan
Oh
that
yeah,
stands on that ledge saying
Oh,
Donovan
yeah.
Edwards is a better running back than Khalil Mullings.
because when he puts the nail in the coffin for whoever it's going to be coming up here, like he's
Who-
done so many times before.
But why? Instead of putting a nail in the coffin, Bryce, he opened the floodgates for you this week, didn't he?
He fumbled for the first time. I think I don't even know how many career.
Okay, this is Ohio State. We're talking about Ohio State. I'm not going to talk about that bum. Listen.
Hey, show respect. He owns Columbus.
Okay. Oh, I had a joke. I'm not going to say it, but no, man. I'm very impressed with our running backs right now. How they look. Emeka, I mean, he took a 2-yard slant route to the house. Will Howard, all he has to do is hand the ball off, dump passes off, and run the ball when we ask him to. And I think that's the scary part about this offense right now is that we haven't been running him. We haven't
running Will, yeah,
running Will, and I think that's a scary part of it right now.
He is required to do absolutely nothing, and I want to see. That's why I'm holding out on him because I want to see him. I think Michigan State could be a much better challenge.
The defense has improved. No defense has improved.
Yeah, I think they have, and I think the offense can be effective enough to keep that game a little or more balanced. And we'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to see Will Howard because, dude, his life is easy pickings right now. You throw it to Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Buka, or you hand it off to Trey.
Or Cardinal Tate's wide open all the time.
Or Carnell Tate. You just close your eyes and just throw it somewhere, and it'll probably be caught. So it'll be interesting to see, man, because you're right. You guys haven't had to use him, nor has he been tested. So something's got to give.
Oh, and by the way, did you happen to watch Kansas State this weekend?
They played BYU. Wasn't that like late night game?
They got pounced on. All of you Avery Johnson is better than Will Howard stands. Get out of here.
Okay. Yes. That game wasn't that one at like 11 o'clock?
Yeah, it was late.
Why? But that's crazy.
And now to our defense. So I saw Bryce, can I give a message to Buckeye Nation, please? Do you
Please.
mind? Okay.
Please.
As my best friend Bryce here has said on this show last year, for you Michigan fans, calm the F down. Like it's like they talk about this defense isn't elite, dude. They gave up 14 points. Look, Bryce, hold on. Actually, I have it pulled up. Let me read to you what Marshall's daunting offense did to our crappy defense. Okay, let me just read this to you. We gave them 264 total yards on 5.1 per pass on 139 yards. We gave them 125 rushing yards, Bryce, on 2.9 per carry. I just come on, man. Like they were 7 for 17 on third down. Listen, man. What else do you need to see from this defense? Like I was befuddled. Like they're saying that there's Buckeye fans saying that our defense isn't elite. Are we not watching are we not watching the same game? Are they not off the field? Did they not blank them in the second half? This is the best defense in the country. That is what you're watching when you see this defense. At every single level, 3 deep. Each position. It's not even close to me. I think there are other really good defense or even great defenses in the nation. I think Michigan has a really good defense. I think that Bama has a really good defense. It ain't that. It ain't that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
No.
You keep going because
Well, my thing is this, man. I don't know. Like Kenyatta Jackson Jr. is coming off the bench. You got Caden Curry getting sacks off the bench. You got Caden McDonald coming off the bench, stuffing the run. You got Malone coming off the bench, stuffing the run. Every single one of our D tackles are 300 plus. Our DNs, well, our starting DNs are 6'3", 6'4", 270 pounds each. And after that, they're still monsters, 250, 260. And they're taller. Kenyatta Jackson is probably more athletic than all of them. Like it's just that you look at the secondary. Lathan Ransom he's healthy. He's been probably the most underrated player in the Big Ten. One of them, maybe in the nation. When he's healthy, he's one of the best safeties in college football. You got Caleb Downs out there doing his thing. He barely gets talked about, and yet that's crazy to me. The corners are all locked down. They go 6, 7 deep. You got Sonny Styles. You got Sonny Styles out there, who's a safety last year. Now he's a linebacker. He can cover any. Man, it's just I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like at some point. No, I'll just say what I said 2 weeks ago, Bryce. I don't need to see them be challenged by anybody. I don't need to see them play USC. I don't need to see them play Michigan State. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm seeing. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 between 4 and 6 teams this year that should have a chance to beat us, and that's if they play us.
Yeah, I told you, man. College football fans are babies. It is comical. I love to see you guys.
Why am I? I'm not. Well, I'm not.
No, not you. Your fan base. Not your entire fan base.
It's not everybody. It's not everybody. It's a small portion, and I love those guys, but I gotta call you out.
You do. I will say this though. I went back over the last couple seasons, the Ryan Day era. Mm-hmm. And I looked at some of the games, the similar competition and caliber. 35-7 against Youngstown State, 77-21 against Toledo, 45-12 against Arkansas State, and 59-7 against Akron. So I give you that information with a two-sided argument. One is Garrison. Let's just wait and see. But then I say to the fans, I say, relax, people. I think the things that you guys have learned, you haven't learned anything bad. There's been no bad news from the last 3 weeks. But I don't think you've really learned much. Like, this is par for the course with Ohio State. Now you're going to start playing some teams, and here we go. Like, buckle up. This should be fun. There's no reason to be freaking out.
Hey, and the first one is the annual the annual Michigan State at night game. And boy, it's
24.5.
Whoo. But
you guys have only covered twice.
That's because we let off. What do you mean this year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if we covered.
We only covered once.
Well, I don't care about that.
Okay, well,
But
some
we're
of us
knocking
better still.
we're knocking their heads off still. Um, I I mean, listen, you can say maybe I should wait. I don't need. I'm. How many teams logically in your head do you think are better than this team right now?
I don't know. I
No,
honestly don't
if you
know.
do you think there's 10 teams in the nation better than this team? Would you
Like,
be
will they
would
play 10 times and they'll win the
no
majority of the
like
time? Or you mean just, I think there are teams that can beat you. Yeah.
do you think there's 10 teams in college football that should beat us?
That can go out there and
If they
could
walked
pull
out,
off a win.
if they walked out there with Ohio State, should they beat them? Or should they be able to beat them? How many teams do you think can say that, or can you say that
I
about?
think, I don't
I
know.
say
I think
between
the
four
teams
to
that can
six,
hit
4 to 6.
Bama, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oregon on their best day.
Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. I like Tennessee. I put a future in on Tennessee today.
Yep. Tennessee. I'm a
Uh,
believer.
I think I'm curious about Penn State.
Did you say Texas?
Texas. Oh, yeah, Texas. Yep.
Texas. Penn State can't beat us.
I like Penn State. I think Miami's intriguing.
And that's where I end it. Penn State ain't one of them for me. They're
Ole
not
Miss.
one of them for me. I
Missouri beat you guys last year,
I
so
said Missouri. Stop it. No, yeah. So yeah, and I think Ole Miss would have a chance on their best day. So yeah, about 4 to 6. So yeah, 6 teams at most.
I think we can beat you guys.
No, you think you could. It's not about could. I said should.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, could you come out?
Should you? No, should you guys be beating us? No.
No, you say that every year, my friend.
No, that's not true. In 2021, I said if there's ever time you guys beat us, it would be this year. I literally said that. So no, I you have no business beating us this year, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart.
That's right.
You have
That's
no
fine.
business beating us this year, and you won't beat us this year. You won't.
That's fine.
You won't.
That's fine.
Have you seen this? Have you seen the line on that game yet?
Is there a line out right now?
Guess what it is. Just take a guess. Take one little big guess.
I'm looking up, but I'm gonna say I haven't hit enter yet. 17.
You see it?
Did I lose it?
It's 19. No, it's 19 and a half.
Where? Oh, this was last year's. Oh, why is it showing me last year's? 19 and a half. Okay.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. You know how much? What's the money line payout?
I think I heard you guys were underdog to Indiana, but I haven't seen.
Love it. That's how I make money, brother. That's what pays the bills around here.
Shut up. But no, man. Like I said, Ohio State. Because here's the thing, and I say this about everybody: if Ohio State were to go out there and not perform as they have, you would talk negatively about them. So when they go out and they hammer teams, you got Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins doing outperforming what we all thought they would do to start out. Even
you think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that, and that's not a knock on them. I don't think that's the case. I think this is all super expected.
Sometimes you can surpass the expectation, and they've surpassed my expectation. And it's also because of how they look when they're running the ball. Travion's never ran like this before in his life.
No,
so it's also that. And this is a second. All those Ole Miss fans saying, "Oh, Quinshon can't hit the big one." He had an 80-yard touchdown callback last week and got another one this week. So seemingly, he must be faster now working with our trainers. I'm very happy. This is, man, like what I want to say about this team, I want to hold off on.
Just hold. Let it out.
Again, no, but without question. On paper. Now, I think I've said this to you. On paper, this is the top 3 to 5 most talented Ohio State roster of all time. On paper, it is. Like it's just, and there's no arguing it.
The yeah. You guys don't win it all this year. It's a failure
it's
season.
no, but I mean, in 2019, I think that's the best Ohio State team of all time. They didn't win the championship.
Well, you don't
But
have Joe Burrow's LSU in the field.
well,
this year.
well, that's my point. But
Yeah.
I think that's the greatest Ohio State team of all time. So,
Better than this year. Wow, that's a hot take.
well,
I don't think we've got this far yet.
Well, I saw 2019. Well, they didn't get to the championship. They got cheated against Clemson. But I mean, I saw them. I saw what they did that season. Like that was a crazy season stat wise. I mean, Justin Fields went to the bowl game, 40 touchdowns, 1 interception.
That's crazy.
Like it's so.
You guys weren't beating LSU that year, though.
I don't know. Well,
I love you, but
I wouldn't bet on us, but I think we would have a chance. We'd have had a better chance at Clemson. But no, man.
People forget Clemson was up at halftime that game.
Yeah. But no, man, I'm very excited about this team. I'm very excited to go into conference play, and actually play somebody worth a note.
Yeah,
have a lot of thoughts about Michigan State. I think they squandered. I mean, if you don't talk about some other games, I think they squandered a great opportunity on Saturday. They squandered it, and Aiden Childs has a lot. That's his second, third, 3 interception game. And I'm all for letting the young guy throw the ball, let him get the mistakes out.
Okay, we agree on this. I think I talked to a Michigan State fan today who's like straight frustrated. I was like, dude, this is a no-loss situation right now. No one's. I think the over/under for the season was 4.5 games.
It's gonna pay off next year with him. It's gonna with him and Nick Marshall. It's gonna pay off, dude.
Unless he's Talia Tagovailoa, then like he figures it out.
That's not even bad. Like.
No, that was bad, man. They lost a lot of games.
But talent wise, if you turn into Talia, that's not bad.
Yeah, but it goes in the conversation as if is the production worth it if you're going to turn the ball over 3 times a game?
It depends on the talent. What's the talent around you look like?
Yeah, I think with the guys like Nick Marsh, I think that Foster kid's pretty good wide receiver. Like they've got guys that can perform. So yeah, if you catch Aiden Childs in a good night, I don't love that he's in East Lansing. I don't.
Dude, like he throws picks, but he also makes NFL throws.
And and he can't.
That's another take. I said that he would start for you guys. I was correct about that. He would.
I don't remember you ever saying that.
Yeah, he would definitely start for you guys.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of that. I like Aiden Childs a lot. And that sucks.
And I did bet the over for them before the season at 4.5, so I'm very, very happy about that.
You should get that.
Yeah. Are we gonna look at our picks?
Nebraska, disappointing Nebraska. They should have been undefeated going into Columbus. They're fraudulent.
I got 2 things out of that game. I'm not gonna hold Nebraska to like the past of losing ranked games. I don't care. That has nothing to do with this season. But my takeaway from them is that Raiola had a really good game. I thought he's got to learn how to close those tough ones out.
Yeah,
that's all that is. He's a true freshman. For Illinois, that Illinois game just got a whole lot more interesting.
Oh, you guys play Illinois this year? So do we.
They pulled that rivalry back. They brought it back. You could choose 2 rivals for your schedule.
I don't think you have them this year.
I thought we did. Wait, we don't?
Now they go Penn State, Purdue, us.
I thought we chose Illinois as that other game.
No.
I don't know why I thought that. Well, then I'm happy, and I can't. Do you think today you guys beat Illinois?
Yeah, I do, but it's not a gimme.
That's because they have a defense. They have a legit defense. They have in the last 3 years. Bryce, they did last year, and they did the year before that. That's a defensive team. Brett Belmont created a defensive team over there.
I gotta see. I got it.
You act like you didn't see what they did to Blake Corum. And your whole JJ McCarthy, like, dude. Well, I don't mean it like that.
Dude, that's sick. That's disgusting.
No. Wait. I didn't even mean it like that. What I meant was that they stalled your best player in the game to the point where Illinois should have won the game with those.
We talked about that. That's the trap game before Ohio State.
No, but they had a good defense all year, though.
They did have a good defense. No, that 2022 Illinois
So that's what
team
I'm
was
saying.
good.
They've been playing defense for three years now. So I mean,
But they
they
lost a lot
clearly
of guys last year.
they clearly have a better offense than you.
Let's just
Luke Altmaier would start for you. Like what?
let's just hold off. Let's
Bryce,
just no. We're not doing this now.
You guys are trotting out a guy going 332 yards. Bryce, do you know how hard it is for a D1 quarterback to go 2.7?
Hey, get your pot shots in now.
Do you know
We
how
got a
hard
lot of season before we come to Columbus, buddy boy.
Do you know how hard it is for a collegiate D1 quarterback at a program like University of Michigan to go 2.7 per?
Hey,
Bryce, that is a 2-pack of ass. That is just crazy.
I lost a decent amount of money at Northwestern this weekend. I thought that was a lock, and that wasn't even close.
No,
24-5.
Wait, I didn't pick the over on that game?
No, your over unders. I think Navy hit the over on their own. So you were
I forgot about that. I didn't. Yeah. I was going to, and I switched up the last moment because I thought that I didn't see you guys scoring that last touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about Nate. You're talking about us. Yeah. I think it was 51 was total.
You guys got the win and screwed up my bet. That's horrible.
Yep. It's double whammy for us. So
Rutgers.
tough week.
Rutgers. Oh wait. My playoff darling.
I can't believe they're 3.5 dogs. They look good.
The Scarlet Knights.
Iowa almost hit that on their own. I think Iowa might be legit.
Cade will start for you too.
I know. Isn't the irony of that hilarious? Do you have
Florida State? Good pick.
Yeah, they had to hit eventually.
LSU.
You
My
have
goodness.
Iowa, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we had them after Michigan State, I believe.
That'll be fun.
Let me ask you a question. If we
in Columbus.
Wait, no. Don't take. Wait, are we taking away your USC win? Come on. If we smack Iowa into next week, what will you come in here and say? I mean obliterate them.
Well, it depends how. Depends on how. If you score five offensive touchdowns on them, then I'll be impressed. If you win by 5 touchdowns, but it's because you got some pick sixes and some other funny business, that's different.
Wait, what? Wait, so Will Johnson's pick six funny business?
Yeah, well, I'm just talking about Iowa has a good defense.
That's what you just said. Wait.
Iowa has a good defense.
That's what you just said. You said if you guys get a pick six or some funny business like that,
or some other fun, like a kick return, or like a.
That's funny.
Like
that's called football. That's called football.
You know how Brandon Innes dropped it right at the 10-yard line? Like if that happens and you get the ball going in, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you guys have every right to be excited. I'm not saying you should be excited, but I'm just saying there's a stretch here where things get a little more tricky. And if you guys look good, then it's like, all right, this is something special brewing. You know, Garrison, I hope you get to experience what I experienced last year. It was awesome.
Bryce, I have twice. What are you talking about?
No, you haven't. Not on the show. We haven't got to live this journey together on the show.
I watched that game on. I watched that 2002 game on DVD at least once every year. At least once.
No, you don't. No, that's such a lie. Don't
I'm so serious. We have
no
DVD.
I
have
to go on with.
Yeah. So I gotta get going. I'm texting him right now.
All right, go blue.